Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's stream. James here, of course, your host over here on this beautiful Sunday evening. Now, guys, we're going to have some fun. We're going to show you guys some products. We're going to talk about some plugs. We're going to talk about some power stations. We're going to talk about, well, a whole bunch of stuff that I hope you guys enjoy with this. Now, remember, guys, we do have that 5% little code down there in that banner, so you guys can use that if you purchase anything over $1,000 today. Now, with that being said, I also want to guys kind of say, hey, if you ain't following, give us a follow. Hit that little follow button. Also, hit that live notification button so you know when we're going live. Now, we're going to start this off with a beautiful little mini power station, guys, the 100 Plus. Now, what we're going to talk about is some of the cabling that you guys can use to charge, like most of these stations. Rather it be like this, of course, USB-C to DC plug adapter. Or if you guys just want to use the DC plug adapters with the adapters and the other adapters. Now, probably wondering, well, what's he talking about? Well, that's a cool little thing to actually mention and bring up because these are actually important little plugs. First and foremost, you have a DC 8020 plug right here. This is going to be for like your 1500 all the way up to your 3000 Pro power stations. This is what you're going to plug into the back of the power station. And of course, then you're going to connect the other side to your solar panel. Now, with that cabling, of course, you're also going to have the adapter, the DC 7909 adapter, and that's going to be for your smaller stations, like your 100 plus, your 240 V2, your 300 plus, and all the way up to the 1000. Now, of course, you're going to have to use the adapter to adapter to connect that. Now, with that, of course, that 97 or 7909 DC plug, you're going to have what's called the DC 7909 DC plug to USB-C adapter. And that's what you're going to use, of course, on the 100 plus power station. And that's kind of cool that they thought about it and said, hey, let's make sure you guys have all that on hand. Now, we'll bring that cabling back up as we go through some of these stations for you, but I wanted to kind of touch bases with that. Now, of course, like I said, guys, right here, we're going to have the 100 plus. The 100 plus is 99 watt hours of power, 31,000 milliamps of power for you. Guys, this is actually TSA approved. This little bad boy can be taken on a plane with you and traveled wherever you really want to. Put it in your pocket if you got big enough jeans. I know Phil over there's got big enough pockets that he could throw this in his jeans if he wore jeans. I'm pretty sure he's a shorts guy like me, but hey, we're just going to go there. This kit's actually going to come with a USB-C to USB-C cable. This is a 100 watt pass-through cable, but it also comes with the 7909 adapter. Now that is your 7909 adapter, USB-C to DC plug adapter. That's going to allow you to, of course, plug in your solar panel to actually charge this device. Now this device does have two USB-C ports. They are actually 100 watt ports, in and out charging capability. You also have a USB-A port at 18 watts as well with that. Really cool little option right there for this. Now, at $129 price tag, it's actually a very decent deal for this actual product with that. Good evening, Phil. What's up, buddy? How was your vacation? Now, I was talking about price point, $129. There's actually a $20 clippable coupon on this power station by itself with that. Charging time, under 2 hours, fully charged on a wall plug, you're good to go. Bob's your uncle, right? Or maybe he's not your uncle. He's just, an expression that I was raised on to say. With that being said, with the full charge, you're going to get about 6 cell phone battery charges. That's like your iPhone 14s. You're going to get about 4.5 hours of your Nintendo Switch gameplay if you guys really want to play Nintendo games in the back of your car while you're going on a trip. Now, even better idea is tag in your kids' tablets and get probably about 7 hours of runtime with that. Yeah. You guys are going to actually be able to run a kid's tablet off this, which is kind of cool. Now, you guys can do other things. I did like the Nintendo Switch, portable monitors. I've done, of course, lighting. We just multiple ideas with this to do that. Now, I've actually lately been doing it to recharge my phone during streams. If you guys don't know, I actually use a phone right here to run Carousel. And you guys can see I actually have it plugged in right now. And that's because, well, that phone quit wirelessly charging, so now I got to use a cable all the time. Having this near me allows me to do that. Another cool part about this is, of course, Class 9 drop protection, LifePro 4 cells, but they also have a package deal that comes with this and the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, the Mini 40 solar panel is actually this little device right here. Now, this is your Mini 40 solar panel. Nice, lightweight piece that's actually very acceptable. Trifold design. This kit's like $229. Now, remember, I said that adapter plug is what you're going to have to use to actually work this. So you're going to plug in, of course, the back end of that into that port right here. That's going to be this cabling, of course, right here. And if I can kind of grab it, we'll kind of show you guys. This cable is going, of course, go into this, just like that. Then you're going to use the 7909 USB-C plug into the adapter and plug this into the solar panel and then into the solar station. That's how you're going to use this adapter kit with that wiring to run that device. It's actually kind of cool. Fully waterproof, water resistant, harsh and wet weather, can be used in, of course, very, very high water rating. IP68 rating, so it can actually be out in the rain without a problem. Really love this lightweight piece. About 12 inches long by 10 inches wide by a ½ inch thick. Means it's the size of a 3-ring binder or, of course, your notebook that you use at school if you guys still go to school. My theory in life is if you guys still aren't learning even at my age, that's a problem. I like to learn. I like to learn new stuff, so I'm always trying to do that. Really cool little piece. And thanks, Phil. $30 clippable coupon for this kit as well. So that $229 price tag comes down to about $199.99. That's actually a good deal. I actually like that. Very good, very portable, very acceptable little piece for me. So that's the 100 plus. What else do we got? So Phil, what's up, buddy? What's up? We do have Lois with us, guys. Justin is not with us tonight, so do bear with me with that one. Jerry, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I think we're going into the 240 range. We're going to talk about the original 240. Now, the original 240 is this bad boy right here. This bad boy uses the 7909 DC plug to actually solar charge it or wall plug adaptation. That's actually going to be this cabling right here. And if I pop off this piece right there, you're going to be greeted with, of course, the adapter that's going to plug in. Just like that. That's going to connect up, of course, again, to that solar panel. I like that they come with these cablings. Cablings are really cool. I love when they add stuff like that. 240 watt hours of power, 3.5 hour charge cycle. It's going to take 3.5 hours to charge this on a wall plug. Has class 9 drop protection. It is the older lithium ion style. It's not a LiFePO 4 cell. It's the older style. Has a fixed handle. Does have a display. If I pop that on, you guys can actually see that display right there, showing about 62% battery life. It has one AC outlet. This AC outlet's going to allow you to plug in a lamp or other devices and use about 200 watts of pure sine wave power or peak at 400 if you need. Now, with the two USB-A ports, you got two 5-volt 2.4 amps, and then, of course, that DC plug that's going to allow you to do the wall plug, cigarette lighter plug, or solar panels right through that piece. Then you do have a 12-volt 10-amp DC plug as well, which is going to allow you, of course, to use the cigarette lighter style on this. Under 7 pounds of weight with this, guys. It's very light. It can be taken pretty much anywhere, carried, and used as much as you need. Running time is going to be actually pretty decent with this. You guys could run different things. Let's say like your drone for 4 or 5 drone batteries charges, right? 15 to 16 DSLR batteries, like your Sony ZV-E10s, your Sony ZV-1s. If you guys didn't know, they dropped a new Sony ZV-E10 2, which I really have. I got my eyes on. I might actually pick it up. I really want that new camera. I just want to play with it. I don't know what it is. I always love to get the newer cameras and have fun with it, so I might grab that one at some point. But you guys can charge 15 batteries off of this. For the phone users, probably 14 or 15 charges with your cell phone on this one. I'm just going to go there with that. It does have a good, decent battery with this. If you really wanted to, you guys could run a mini cooler off this for about 3 hours. Even a CPAP machine can be ran off of this, but it's not going to run for multiple days with the CPAP machine. Just go in there with that. 7.5 hours tablet runtime on this with the portability that can actually be used as a weight if you guys wanted to work out with this. I mean, it's got a nice, decent little handheld. I mean, color pattern. I love their color pattern. Cooling technologies on the bottom of the 240 right here, guys, silicone pads. These pads are actually quite important. This is so you guys can set it on the surface of your car and not scratch it up. or your glass tables or vice, or, so on and so on. It will allow you to set it down there and not mar up the surface. Now, not going to say it's not going to leave little marks or imperfections in the paint of your car, but it's going to help you not actually scratch it with the plastic would technically. So cool little piece, 240 V2, $219 for you tonight. Great price point. It's like 9% off. If you need 240, of course, it's a great option. Believe we're going to talk about the 240 V2 though. The 240 V2 is another amazing product. I actually love the 240 V2. Now, we're going to kind of get into the 240 V2, right? 240 V2. Well, that does V2 mean? Version 2. So there's some differences from the original version that we just showed you that are actually in the newer version. Now, this is a full kit. This is actually going to be that Mini 40 solar panel and the 240 V2. There's an $80 clippable coupon on this, of course, as well. Now, unlike the last 240 that we showed you guys, this is 256 watt hours of power. So it steps up a little. It's also got a handle that can actually fold down. It's got the newer body style and has LiFePO 4 cells. Now, with that, you also have, of course, the new charging capabilities. You have the wall plug on the side. You also have that larger cooling fins. And then on the front, you have an AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600. Now, you have two USB-C ports. One's a 100-watt port, of course. The other is a 15-watt port. The 100-watt port is an in-and-out port. You're going to have to use that AC plug right here, the USB-C port right here, adapter. This is that 7909 adapter to connect up your solar panel through this station. So that's how you're going to do it on this one. This is the 7909 USB-C adapter to connect up to, of course, the 7909 solar panel cable. So that's the cabling you're going to use to connect up to the 240 V2 to charge it with a solar panel. The best part about this, guys, this has actually got what's called Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 has actually got a 1-hour charge rate. That means you're fully charged in 1 hour of charge time on a wall plug and you're good to go. If you're using that USB-C port to do, let's say, just the USB-C port on a wall, about 2 hours with that. If you're using the Mini 40 solar panel, I think it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours of charge time with that. Now, running capabilities with this, 16 hours on a Bluetooth speaker is actually phenomenally well done. Now, that rating is about at a 10-watt Bluetooth speaker, right? Still about 4.5 to 5 drone batteries. iPhone, still about 12 to 14 iPhone charges with that, which is actually very decent. For those of you that are really hot and want to use a house fan, about 4 hours of runtime off that 45-watt little tower fan. For the mini fridges, of course, still about 90-watt mini fridge, about 2.5 hours if you really needed to. 14 hours on your Wi-Fi router. Let's say you guys have a power outage, but you still got to finish that homework. Connect up your Wi-Fi router to this and run it, and you're good to go to finish off that piece of paper or whatever you guys are doing with this. Under 8 pounds. So this is under an 8-pound package inside this, of course, with this. Now, like I said, it's a full kit. So you're going to get the 240 V2 and this beautiful mini solar panel that I had upside down so you couldn't even read the logo. Just go ahead and say something. Let's see. How you doing? Dilo? I cannot see it. The writing's so small on my screen over there. Good evening and welcome to the stream. So guys, 240 V2, bunch of cool things. Now, one thing I didn't mention about the 240 V2 is this will work with the app. This actually has app accessibility. So the app means guys are going to be able to connect up, turn on these switches or off these switches, or even turn on that flashlight right here by the flick of your phone, which I actually really like that idea. Lightweight, portable, acceptable, guys, can be used in pretty much any emergency setting or emergency settings, or even just outdoor adventuring. It's really up to you if you guys want to with this full-on kit plus $80 clippable coupon on Amazon. Can't go wrong with that. Great little piece right here. Any questions about those? Always ask. We are here to answer. Now we're going to talk about the 300, the Jackery Explorer 300. This is going to be the original. That's right, you heard me right. The original 300. This is the 300. Has the fixed handle. Has 293 watt hours of power. Now it does have two AC outlets right here, guys. These AC outlets are going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600. With this, you have two USB-A ports. Those are going to be 5-volt 2.4 amps. You also have a USB-C port. That USB-C port is a 60-watt in and out port. Yet again, you guys can use that 7909 plug to plug it in and connect up a solar panel to that if you really wanted to go through the USB-C port. If you don't want to connect it up that way, guys, grab, of course, the 7909 round plug and connect it through, of course, the DC port. You have those options. Now, with the 293 watt hours of power, it's going to be still about a 3.5 hour wall charging time. For those of you that want to cut that charge time back, use the wall plug right here, that DC port, and the USB-C port together. 2 hours charged, you're good to go. Travel Diva, how are you doing? What's up, my friend? Now, run times, 40 hours on the Nintendo Switch if you really want to, about 16 to 17 phone DSLR batteries, 6 to 7 drone batteries charging capable with this. I like that. Portability, acceptability, user-friendly. Can't complain. I mean, I'm still rolling around. Went to a base competition today, show got shut down on us. We were actually a little louder than normal, I guess. So, hey, things happen, but had fun. Mini cooler, 4.5 hours. Your flat screen TV, like the one that's running behind me, 4.5 hours. Again, laptop, about 4 hours of runtime with that. Portability, still about 7.1 pounds with the 300. Still has the silicone pads, has that Class 9 drop protection. Now, I will tell you guys, yes, the solar panels are waterproof. No, the stations are not. This station is not waterproof. Don't throw it out in the rain. Don't, throw it in the lake. As the solar panel, don't worry about the solar panel, but the station, don't want to do that. It's all good, Travel Diva. We still had some fun. It's just, sometimes things happen. If you guys don't know what a base competition is it's pretty much a stereo competition for cars. And the spot that we've been using for the last 4 years has been pretty decent for us to use it without a problem. We've had permission the whole time. Just the cars are progressing so far that they're getting so loud that it's being heard farther away. So, things happen. This is a cool little piece because I'm going to tell you right now, I was actually charging my phone with this earlier. I took this one with me. So 300, great little power station, awesome little option, nice, portable, acceptable. If you guys need a 300, definitely check that out. Now, we have the 300 by itself for about $198, but we also have the 300 with the 100-watt solar panel. That's going to be, I think, like a $399 price tag for you. Now, the 100-watt solar panel that comes with that one is actually going to be the original Solar Saga 100. So this is the bad boy that comes with that. Now, this one actually has the built-in cabling that we've been talking about. So on the back of this cabling is going to have a 10-foot cable, of course, right here. It's going to have, of course, the dual DC adapter, the 7909 and the 9707 adapter. Hopefully, I said that other adapter for you. So this solar panel has that plug and cabling for you, so you're good there if you need to with that. Full-on kit with this one, which is actually kind of cool. Any questions about the 300s, please ask. And actually, it was the 7909 and the 8020. I do apologize, guys, if I read them numbers a little wrong. Just still learning those plug numbers for me tonight. Still fresh in my mind. I will learn those, and the next show will be even smoother, and I won't have to stumble on those letterings. All right, let's talk about the 500. The 500 is actually going to be down here on the table, and you guys are probably like, what table? Just hold on. We'll get to the table, guys. No, not that table. That table. Let's zoom on in. Right there's the 5. Wow, that zoomed really in really well, didn't it? Now, I'm going to switch cameras next time. That's what I'm doing. All right, guys, this is the Jackery Explorer 500. Now, the Jackery Explorer 500 is a beautiful, beautiful little power station. Now, this power station's got a $500 price tag, but there's a $150 clippable coupon on Amazon for this. Now, with this, of course, you're going to have multiple DC plug adaptions. First and foremost, you have that input, which is where you're going to be able to plug in your wall plugs, your solar panels, or your cigarette lighter. You also have multiple DC plug adapters down here as well, and a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. Now, with this, of course, guys, you have multiple USB-A ports and, of course, the AC outlet on the 500. The AC outlet's going to allow you to do 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak, of course, at 1,000. Now, with this is 13 and a quarter pounds of weight. On the side, you actually have a flashlight. Look at that flashlight that comes on. If you guys really want to, do, of course, the SOS pattern right there, and you're good to go. Not have to worry about it. Now, of course, it's got a nice little beautiful screen right there for you as well. Now, the 500. It's going to take a little bit longer to charge. 5.5 hours on the wall plug, 5.5 hours on a cigarette lighter plug in your car, or about 7.5 hours with the 100-watt solar panel. That is actually an option, so it's actually kind of cool that. $499 price tag by itself, $150 clippable coupon, which is actually quite decent. Now, we also have the 500 and the 100-watt solar panel and, of course, the carousel. It's like an $800 price tag, but there is an $80 clippable coupon. Like I said, charge time, 5.5 hours on a wall plug, 5.5 hours on a car, 7.5 hours on the 100-watt panel. Now, you'll be able to run your laptop for about 30 hours, your flat screen TV for about 7 hours, or your mini cooler for 9 or so-ish hours. The one cool thing I like to do is, guys, with this one is, because it's been, hey, Wiz, what's up, buddy? Long time no see. Now, I was talking about this. Now, one of the things I like, because it has been camping season, and a lot of people love to hit the lakes, a lot of people love to hit the rivers, use an air compressor on this, guys. You will have about 8 hours of runtime on those smaller air compressors. You guys can inflate your inflatable rafts, your inflatable mattresses, or whatever you want with this. You get 8 hours of runtime. Now, the cool option is this station and the 100-watt solar panel. Station alone, like I said, $499 plus a $150 clippable coupon. The station and, of course, the solar panel, $80 clippable coupon. You can't go wrong with that setup. Now, with this being said, there's a pack of cables back there, but we're going to move, of course, this actual station. Because we're going to talk about the one right behind it. Now, we're going to correct, of course, the screen a little. We're going to talk about that right there. This is the 600 plus power station. Now, the 600 plus power station is a really, really cool station. It's a really current station. It's got the LiFePO 4 cells. It's got, of course, that Charge Shield 2.0 to give you that 1 hour charge rate with this. 1 hour fully charged, and you're good to go. Now, with this, you have 2 AC outlets. Those AC outlets are going to do 800 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1600 if need be. You have a 100 watt USB-C port. That's an in and out port. You also have that 100 watt, or not 100 watt, 30 watt USB-C port as well, output only. You also have, I think it's an 18 watt USB-A port. You have that 3 watt light bulb, and of course that 12 volt 10 amp. Now, the one thing we're going to show you guys is on the side, you actually have the plug over here. This is the 7909 plug for your solar panel. You also have the wall plug as well. This one actually has a whole nice little handle. And I can actually tell you guys that you're not going to get, of course, that beautiful little handmade sticker like I got, because, well, mine was handmade for me. Really cool, nice and lightweight, acceptable with this. Now, like I said, 1 hour charge rate on a wall plug, you are definitely good to go. If you want to run a mini cooler, about 6 hours of runtime. It is a 16-pound package device. That's a great package. $499 or $449, 10% clip, 10% off of this today, which is a great deal for you. Now, with that being said, what else could you run off of this? You could run a lot of different things, from like a 10-watt speaker for 36 hours to the DSLR batteries for about 27 charges. For those of you that are trying to, of course, play some games, you get multiple hours of fun or multiple charges on your Nintendo Switch with this without a problem. For those of you that want to get an hour of runtime off that double door refrigerator in your house, you're going to get, of course, 1 hour runtime off this device to run that. The TV, of course, back there, for those of you that like to watch TV, about 8 hours of runtime for those. For the people like me that are actually nice and hot, need to be cooled down with a fan, 10 hours runtime off a 45-watt fan with this beautiful little piece. Now, we are showing you guys the station by itself, but we also have the station and solar panel kit. Now, I don't see a price tag for that. That's actually going to be a cool little piece, though. I will talk about it for a second. The 600 plus and the solar panel that comes with this one is that nice little beautiful 100-watt foldable solar panel. This is a bi-directional style panel. So it actually pulls in power from both sides of the panel to get that charge, which is cool. Trifold design, nice little lightweight, of course, very acceptable. If you guys need 600 plus or 600 plus with the 100-watt solar panel, might be your option. No, Phil, I'm home. I'm not overseas. What you talking about? Thank you, Lois, for posting that code for everybody. For those of you that didn't see, Lois posted that, of course, beautiful 5% code that you guys can put in your end of your cart to get 5% off $1,000 purchases of your Jackery products today. I think we're moving on into the 1,000 range. So we're going to start talking about the Jackery Explorer 1000. We're going to talk about the original. So we're going to move over here. We're going to... we're not going to do that. We're going to do that. Looks like my cameras have not stayed set like they should have been. So we're going to try and bring you guys in. I'm not sure what happened to my cameras today. Looks like there was a firmware update that I forgot to do. Something. That is, of course, the Jackery Explorer 1000. This is the original 1000. Now, this is 1,002 watt-hours of power. Has 3 AC outlets that do 1,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 2,000 watts. Now, with this, you do have dual USB-C ports, dual USB-A ports, and a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. Now, on this, of course, station, you have what's called the Anderson clip plug. Now, the Anderson clip plug is going to allow you, of course, to run dual solar panels on this with the Anderson-style clips. If not, you're going to use, of course, that beautiful little plug on the side that's going to allow you to do that 7909 DC plug. I do apologize. Now, kind of cool with this one. 5-hour wall plug charging capability. If you have dual solar panels like the 100-watt solar panels, about 6 hours of charge time. Because it is 1,002 watt-hours of power, you have the option to, of course, run multiple devices and, of course, larger devices, from like a heated blanket for 11 hours to the 5-watt light bulb for about 65 hours. For those of you that want to do the mini cooler, about 13 hours, or your TV, about 9 hours of runtime. This device does weigh about 22 pounds, still has the flashlight like the 500 on the side. It does, of course, have the fixed handle. It has the original lithium-ion battery system. Now, the DC input is going to be the 8mm DC 12-volt to 30-volt style plug. That means you're going to be able to put in about 200 watts max. That's like 2 100-watt solar panels. That's all you're going to be able to run off of this one. So do know that that's what it is. Now, running temperature range, of course, is going to be about, I'm going to say about 14 degrees with this one, which is actually quite cool. 14 degrees to 104 degrees is decently well done. For those of you that use Celsius, -10 to like 40 degrees. Not a big user of Celsius personally, but hey, if you guys do, not to knock it. Great little piece, very acceptable, nice and portable, and it does do very, very well. Now, with that being said, though, Jackery did something amazing. They said, hey, yes, we're going to give it to you at $549 tonight for the original, which is a great price point. That's like a 45% savings. But what I'm going to tell you is they said, hey, let's redesign it. Yeah, I know the wheel is perfect, it's round, and we can actually just roll everywhere we want, but let's redesign it, give you a little more. Let's give you a little smoother ability, right? No, I'm not really actually talking about that. We're going to move over here and we're going to talk about that piece right there. The 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 V2 is a beautiful, beautiful power station. Now, this is actually 1,070 watt hours of power. Now, with this, of course, you guys have all the usability and acceptability that you want. Now, where this changes is you're actually going to use the 8020 plug to run this with your solar panel. So the 8020 plug is going to be that adapter right there. That's the larger round plug. Now, to find that plug on this power station, you're going to flip the station on its side right here. And it's got dual plugs. And the reason they moved to the bigger one is because this will accept the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panels with that plug on the side. You have two of these in there, so you can actually plug two of those in there. Just like, of course, this, you'll plug it in, grab it, you're connected up, and you're good to go. If you want to use the wall plug, that is also on its side for you. Now with this, you have two USB-C ports. You have 100 watt in and out. You also have that 30 watt on top. With it, you also have the 18 watt plus the DC 10 volt or 12 volt 10 amp plug as well. Now, because it is a 1000, this is the 1000 V2, and it's actually got 3 AC outlets. Those AC outlets do 1500 watts of pure sine wave power, which is great because that means you guys can plug a window AC into this and run it off of that. If you really want, you can peak it at 3000 if you need to. With it, it's got Charge Shield 2.0, so you can actually have a fully charged and 1 hour charge time on a wall plug with, of course, the emergency super charging switch. You'll actually turn that on in the app. If you don't want to do that, guys, you guys will be in, of course, what's called the 22 decibel quiet charging mode at 5 hours. For those of you using that 100 watt port, the in and out port, guys, you have it charged in about under 2 hours. You're good to go with this. It's a great option. For those of you that want to order, of course, the 200 watt Solar Saga panels, connect up 2 of those to this, and you have a 3 hour charge rate with this. That's decently nice as well. The weight on this, it does weigh a little bit, not too much. It's not going to, of course, take too many people out. It's about a 24-pound package, which is decent. You can run a 12-hour heated blanket off this, 55 minutes on your electric grill if you need to. You're good to go. For those of you that want to do like the 90-watt mini fridge, about 14 hours of runtime, 10 hours on your TV, or of course 2 hours on an orbital sander. And Bluetooth speaker, about 50 hours of runtime, right? Which is quite cool. Now, like I said, the 100-watt Solar Saga version 2, of course, is actually at a great price point of $799. But we also have the 1000 V2 and the 200-watt solar panel in the carousel. This is a $1,300 price tag, but does have a $370 clippable coupon. You're going to get the 1000 V2 and their largest solar panel to charge this with. Of course, I would say grab a second 200-watt panel, and you can have it charged in about 3 hours of charge time. With the 1000 V2, you got, of course, a 10-year battery life cycle at a full 100% battery. After that 4,000 charge cycle or 10-year charge cycle, you're going to drop down about 80 to 70% capacity of that battery. It's normal with these batteries, guys. Even my car battery will do that after a while. And, of course, if you guys rent a regular battery in your car, you'll know that they go down after a while, and you have to recharge them and everything. It's just the way it works. Running devices off the 1000 V2, because you do have a good amount of runtime. We mentioned a whole bunch of stuff with that, of course, as well. It's going to work decently well. We have the station, and, of course, the station and the solar panel, both amazing pieces. This is going to be great for outdoor, off-the-grid living, emergencies, RVs, your toy haulers, or just around the home. I love it. Great piece, great options. If you're looking for that, 1000 V2 is definitely going to be in your carousel if you guys want that. Now, we're going to move over to the 2000 Pro station, which is on the opposite side of the table. Now, I really have to question why it looks so dark tonight, and I have more lighting on than normal with this. That's the 2000 Pro station. Now, we're showing you guys the 2000 Pro station and solar panel kit. So that's going to be this station right here and the 200 watt solar panel. Now, this is 2160 watt hours of power. It does, of course, have a lighting that's hidden over here, multiple modes. You also have, of course, that wall 12 volt 10 amp cigarette plug as well on this. Now, with it, the 2000 Pro does have, of course, that beautiful screen that you can actually turn on. You guys can see that nice contrast. It has 3 AC outlets on there. Now, those AC outlets are actually going to do a very, very large amount of power. 2200 watts of power, or can peak at 4400 if you want to with this. Now, you do have, of course, 2 USB-C ports, 100 watts capable, 2 USB-A ports, and a beautiful handle that folds up. Charge time, 2 hours on a wall plug, fully charged, you're good to go, and you're running. 2160 watt hours of power means you guys can run multiple devices without an issue as well. Rather it be your 520 watt refrigerator to your 1150 watt window AC. You could run 1150 watt window AC for about 2 hours of runtime. Your 520 watt refrigerator, of course, over 3 hours, and you got your food nice and cool for an extended amount of time during a power outage. What I will tell you is full kit, 62 pounds. The station alone is approximately 41 to 42 pounds. The solar panel is about 21 and a quarter pounds as well. So it does have a little bit of weight with it. Not going to be more as easily to be carried around, but just know you can do it. This is normally like a $2,400 price tag. It's like $2,099 today. There's a $200 coupon as well on Amazon that you can use to drop that price down. Use that $200 off, plus use that 5% code, and you can save some money. Now, this is going to allow you to run your CPAP machine all night if you need to with that. Now, we're running slightly behind, but we're going to talk about the 3000. Now, the 3000 is on the table back there, and you guys can see that we have 2 very large systems on that table. One's the 2000 Plus, and one's the 3000. Now, we're going to move over, and we're going to zoom in slightly. We're going to drop down. That is the 3000 right there that's got that RGB lighting connected up. The 3000 is their largest standalone system to date. This is 3,024 watt hours of power. Now, this is a 64-pound package. That station by itself is 64 pounds. Now, the kit that we're showing you guys is the 3000 Pro and 2 of the 200-watt Solar Saga panels. At a $3,700 price tag, there's a $700 clippable coupon to allow you to save some money. Now, what you're seeing is the orange handles on the side to help you lift it up. But if you can't use those handles, hop over here and use it like a suitcase and roll it around, because it's got 2 3-inch large wheels that's going to allow you to roll it around on pretty much most surfaces. It's also got that aluminum telescopic handle to, of course, tip it and roll it like a suitcase. I like that they did that with this to give you that option with this. It will take you about 2.5 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug if you needed to with that. Now, because it's got over 3,000 watt hours of power, it can actually possibly unlock you guys the 30% tax credit with your clean energy or your residential clean energy credit programs. You'll have to reach out to like your utility provider to see if they offer that and to see if you qualify for it. Now, with the 3,024 watt hours of power, it means you guys can run a window AC for about 3 hours, or your TV for about 35 hours, or of course that refrigerator for 5 hours as well. Because it's got 5 AC outlets, that's right, there's 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are standard three-prong American style that do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000. It also has that fifth AC outlet as well that's going to allow you to do like your TIG or MIG welders. You can run a MIG welder off of this for a little over 1 hour, and that's like a 5,800 watt machine. For those of you that want to do weed eaters, about 2.5 to 3 hours. Electric pumps, that's like your sump pumps and stuff like that, about 32 hours for you. For the ones that want to do, of course, like let's say movie projectors, so you guys could do about 21 hours of runtime. The electric kettle, if you guys need a whole bunch of like teas and coffees, about 3 hours of runtime. Of course, that's just a little off for me, but hey. For those of you that want to do, of course, a flashlight, like a 3-watt light bulb, guys, 220 hours, you're good to go. With it, of course, you have the ACs. Like I said, you guys can run a house oven if you want an 800-watt oven for about 3 hours. It's a beautiful piece and works with the app. You guys can turn the plugs on and off with that on hand. Remember, it comes with 2 of those very large solar panels. Now, we're going to show you guys the 300. Now, this is the 300 Plus kit. The 300 Plus kit is a really nice kit. It's a 300 Plus 288 watt power station and the Mini 40 solar panel. This is the kit that you guys are seeing tonight for like $399, I think. Great little deal right here. Now, 288 watt hours of power, 40 watt mini panel right there that's going to allow you to do this. This can actually be fully charged in under an hour and a half, and you're good to go on a wall plug. Has the one AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600. Has that one 100-watt solar plug and a 15-watt plug next to it. That USB-C port, like I said, 100 watts, and you guys can connect up that adapter, that 7909 adapter, into that and charge with the solar panel. Very cool that it does that. With this, though, you guys can run that Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours or so with this and not have a problem. Very lightweight, very portable, and very user-friendly with, of course, the 300 Plus. 300 Plus does allow you guys to use, of course, the app on this one. You'll be able to do your fan for about 4.5 hours, your phone about 13 charges, 3 hours of runtime on the 80-watt laptop, lights like your Chromebook, MacBook, and stuff like that. Emergency power about 15.5 hours on your 15-watt modems, or 22 hours with, of course, the flashlight on the front. 300 Plus and Mini 40 solar panel, beautiful little piece, and of course portable for all of you to be taken anywhere. All right, now we're going to be moving into modular systems. Now, modular system to me, and I'm going here, guys. It's not their wording; it's my wording. Modular means to me, you guys can add batteries. And I love that you can add batteries to a station. Now, a lot of these stations that we were just showing you are just standalone systems. It doesn't come with an extra battery. Now, this kit that we're about to show you is, of course, their 1000 Plus system. Now, we're going to show you several versions of the 1000 Plus system for you. We're going to move up here, and we're going to talk about what you probably don't see. And this is actually the 1000 Plus system. Now, that is the Jackery Explorer 1000 Plus. Now, usually it's a lot brighter up there, and I'm not sure why it's a little dim tonight. The station alone is 1,264 watt hours of power. Now, it does weigh about 32 pounds. It is, of course, a LiFePO 4-cell system, which is very decent of a system, of course, with this. Now, 10-year lifespan, 4,000 charge cycles before it drops down, of course. Has about 26 product CE and FCC Class B certifications, up to about 62 forms of protection, like your short circuit and all that. Under 2 hours, fully charged, you're good to go with this, and it's amazing. For those of you that want to charge it in a car, about 7 hours. If you have 4 of the 100-watt solar panels, about 4.5 hours. Now, we're going to get into it because you can run multiple things off this. It is 1,264 watt hours of power, means you guys can run an 1,150 watt window AC for about an hour without a problem. And I like that. Weed eater, about 88 minutes. If you don't want to run a weed eater, well, you guys go with smaller stuff, like an angle grinder, pull saws. You guys can do movie projectors. You can do blenders. You could do, of course, laptops, cameras, coffee machines, smartphones. If you really want to, you can probably power, of course, this show off of this system. Now, with it, you have, of course, 3 AC outlet plugs. Those AC outlet plugs are going to do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power. You have 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts charging capability and 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. It does have, of course, a flashlight and will work with the app. Now, the station alone is about $849 tonight, which is a great deal. But you also can get the 1000 Plus and 2 of the 100-watt solar panels for about $14.99. Now, Now, what I can tell you is on that page on Amazon, there's a $150 clickable coupon. Plus, since you're still over that 1,000 range, you guys can even do that 5% off if you really wanted to. We use that code that we have down there for you. Great options with that on hand. Now, we have the full kit, and this is where it's kind of cool because I said it's modular. You can add batteries. That battery is actually sitting right above it. That is what you can add to this. Now, the kit that we're showing you right here is the 1000 plus solar generator kit. It's going to come with 2 of the 100 watt panels, the station, and the extra battery. So you're going from 1264 watt hours of power to 2528 watt hours of power. You just doubled your runtime just like that. This kit is like $2,099 today. There's a $200 clippable coupon as well with this. Now, the really cool part about this whole system, because yes, we added 1 battery, but you can add up to 3 batteries. If you add 3 batteries to the system total, you're going to get 5,056 watt hours of power. That means you guys can pretty much run your RV, your camping experiences, your emergencies, your RVs, your toy haulers, or even off-the-grid connectability. Now, yes, because you are slightly limited to the amount of plugs that you can plug into it, but you can actually run quite a bit off of the plugs that are there, of course, with that. I kind of like that it has that. It's a great idea with this. Now, shock-resistant, fire-retardant shell with that class 10 on this one, which is decent. Fast recharging, like I said, under 2 hours on a wall plug, you're good to go. Very sustainable, very, very, to me, like green energy because you are renewing it with solar if you want. You don't have to keep using the house power. So that is the 1000 plus solar generator kit at $2,099. Of course, it has that clippable coupon for you if you need. Now we're going to move into, of course, their largest. That's right, their largest modular system. That's actually that little station right back there on the table. That looks like the 3000 Pro. That is the 2000 plus. Now the 2000 plus station is actually 2042 watt hours of power sitting by itself. Now with this, you have the 5 AC outlets just like the 3000 Pro. 4 of those are standard 3000 watt pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6. Then you have that 5th one that's going to allow you to do your TIG or MIG welders, older devices like your washing machines, dryers, your old stoves with that 5th plug. Now the 2000 plus system also has 2 100 watt 100 watt USB-C ports. It also has 2 USB-A 18 watt ports. You have the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, and still, just like the 3000, has those large 3-inch wheels and telescopic aluminum handle. With the 2-hour charge time, you're up and running in 2 hours with the full charge on this device. For those of you that want to run pieces off of this, you can do that. Your CPAP machine should be able to run about 150 hours off of this device for you. For the people that want to do a mini, not a mini cooler, but like a mini fridge or something like that, you're going to get multiple hours with that mini fridge for about 14 hours of runtime. For the people that want to do your smaller HP or all-in-one gateway or desktop PCs, it's like a 200 watt PC, about 12 hours of runtime. If you are a wood shop worker or a TIG or MIG welder that works on your cars, about a little over a half an hour on your welding machine. For the table saws, chainsaws, you're going to get about 1.25 hours. For the weed eater, guys, 2.25 hours. That electric water pump or well pump, about 20 hours of runtime. That 50 watt air pump, about 20 hours as well. It's a great, great product. Now, the station alone is $1,599, which is a great deal. But we have, of course, the station and 2 of their very large solar panels in the carousel for $2,479. That's an even better deal because you're going to get that station and 2 of their Solar Saga 200 watt panels at a 25% savings. Amazing savings with that. Now, we also have the 4000 kit that can be done. And what's the 4000 kit? Well, the 4000 kit's going to be that station and, of course, the solar battery or the battery extension on top. That means you just doubled your runtime to 4,085 watt hours of power. Now, this full kit comes with the battery, the station, and 2 of the 200-watt solar panels. It is normally a $5,000 price tag. It's 12% off tonight. It's like $4,399. But there's a $400 clippable coupon as well. Now, this is where it gets really cool because the 2,000 plus station can actually run 5 batteries. Those 5 batteries are going to give you guys over 12 kilowatts of hour power with this. Now, an even better thing is you guys can run 2 of these 2,000 plus stations together in parallel and connect up to 10 batteries. And that means once you have those 10 batteries, guys, you're going to have 24 kilowatts of hour power. That means you're going to be able to run your house multiple days without a problem. It also means you guys just doubled all of your plugs on hand with this. Now, 30 decibels is actually quite very low noise ratio with this. What we can get into, guys, is a bunch of very cool stuff with this because you have the modular connectability and all of the acceptability with it on hand. Now, if you want, you can actually get the battery separate. You can it's called the 2,000 plus battery. Each battery is 2,042 watt hours of power and can be linked up to the system. Now, with that being said, you're going to be linking it with very large, and I'm going to tell you, large power plugs and cable. You're going to be able to sit 6 of the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panels to the 2,000 plus station. You're also going to be able to allow and connect up to 2 more solar panels on each battery as well. And I love that they have that acceptability and usability with that. So if you guys need, that is a lot of power in a lot of different stations. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to solar panels because we're getting close to the end of our show. We're going to start it off with the Mini 40. Now, the Mini 40 is, of course, can be used on the 100 plus all the way up to, I believe, like the 500 power station. Now, with this, you actually have this beautiful Jackery logo, and on the back, you have this magnetic clasp that's going to allow you to flip it open. Now, with it, you do have eye ringlets that help tie it down. It is fully waterproof and water resistant, and it is about $129. Now, with it is a trifold design, but once you pop it out, you have this beautiful 4-panel solar panel. Now, this solar panel is actually made from monocrystalline solar cells, has an IP68 water rating, which means you guys can put it out in harsh and wet weather without an issue. It is going to do about 23% efficiency in grabbing solar light and converting it into power. Now, with this, of course, if you really wanted to, you could charge a phone straight off of it if you have the connector piece and do all of that on hand. It's actually really, really cool. IP68 rating, guys, don't worry about it. Put it out in that rain. Let it sit there. It's not going to hurt it. And it is actually notebook size. This can be put in your backpack, carried around. It is less than 3 pounds. You don't have to worry about it. It's like, I think, 2.25 to 2.5 pounds. 40 watts of charging capability. Does come with all the cabling you're going to need to connect it up with that. And that's actually this cabling right here. So this is, of course, the cabling kit. It's going to come with the standard piece right there. It's going to come with, of course, that 7909 and, of course, the 7909 to USB-C port plug. I believe it also comes with the 8020 adapter as well with this, so it's a multi-piece if you need for that Mini 40 solar panel. Any questions about the Mini 40, please ask. We are definitely here to answer. Now, we're also going to talk about the 100-watt solar panel. Now, this is, of course, their 100-watt Solar Saga. The 100-watt Solar Saga is compatible with the 100 plus all the way up to the 1500 Pro power stations for you. Now, it's a $299 price tag, but it is a $30 clippable coupon. Now, this is, of course, the beautiful bifold design. It is a Jackery Solar Saga 100 panel. It has, of course, 2 nice large kickstands on this. On the back, you're going to have this very beautiful little pocket. This pocket, when unzipped, is going to greet you, of course, to the cabling. This is going to be your cabling that's going to allow you to connect up to, let's say, like the 1500, 2000 Pro, 2000 Plus, and 3000 Pro. If you don't need to, you pop that off, and you, of course, have the smaller plug for the smaller stations. Now, it's a 9.5-foot cable, but down here you also have a USB-C port and a USB-A port, which means you guys can actually charge cell phones or, of course, tablets off of this just from this piece itself. ETFE laminated casing, fully waterproof, water resistant. Of course, with this, we'll do about 20, 23.5% efficiency in converting light, of course. Now, if you guys look down here, you guys should be able to see the light reflecting off the monocrystalline solar cells. Nice and large. Beautiful solar panel, lightweight, portable. Can be pretty much taken everywhere with you. Now, like I said, the connectivity of this one does have the 7909 and the 8020 adapter for you. The Logitech C. I haven't used the Razer, so I'm not sure. And unfortunately, I'm actually doing Jackery products tonight. Phil might be able to answer that for you, though. Phil is probably down there in chat. Now, with that, of course, great little piece, great little price. We're going to move on to their largest solar panel, and of course, the last product in the carousel tonight. This is going to be the Jackery Explorer 200 watt panel. We're going to move this over. We're going to talk about this. This is the Solar Saga 200 watt solar panel. Now, this solar panel is a beautiful, beautiful solar panel, but it is about $699. Now, that's a decent price tag for you if you really want. This will actually work with the 1000 V2. It will also work with the 1500, the 2000 Pro, the 2000 Plus, and 3000 Pro. It is a trifold design, but it has, of course, quad paneling. Now, with that quad paneling, it's actually going to be very beautifully well done and can be set up in under 30 seconds. It has a trifold leg design, so it has 3 legs to set up with this. Now, inside this kit, you're going to be greeted with a 9.5-foot cable. That 9.5-foot cable does, of course, have the 8020 adapter port connectability on this, which is actually kind of cool. So it does have that cable for those of you that need that cable. Now, with it, of course, we're going to get into a few things. It's going to do 200 watts of connectability or charging capability at 18 volts for those of you that need to do that. The 8020 plug is what's going to allow you to connect it up into those pieces. Now, with it, of course, you have a 9.5-foot cable. Always recommend getting the 16.5-foot cable for you. Now, right here, it's going to be, of course, connected up to the 3000 Pro. From the time I connect it up to the time I hit the switch to coming over and grabbing the battery or the camera is approximately 10 to 15 seconds. You're going to see me grab that. We're going to start walking over, and then once we walk over, you're going to see it's already grabbing about 153 to 154 watts of power of charging capability with this. Now, this does do 34% efficiency in converting light to power with it. Still, fully waterproof, water resistant, marsh and wet weather, can be set outside, left outside in the rain without an issue. Now, monocrystalline solar cells, beautifully well done, perfectly set up. At a $699 price tag, it's amazing, amazing little piece to add to your cart. Now, remember, guys, there is $100 or $1,000 if you spend over $1,000 as a 5% clippable code, or that code you guys can use with that. Hey, thank you, Phil. I'm going to scratch my head and be like, hey, learn to speak tonight. Let me do that again. If you spend over $1,000 tonight, use that 5% code to get 5% off of your purchase. Now, bunch of amazing products, bunch of great pieces. We kind of talked about the solar panel cabling, the clarifications, of course, the cabling and the connectors from the 7909 USB-C port to the 7909 adapter to, of course, the 8020 adapter for the larger stations. Now, of course, with that, you're going to need the solar panel to connect up to if you need. A bunch of great pieces, guys, bunch of great prices with that. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I've had a lot of fun like usual. We will actually be doing more of these shows, of course, with that. So always hit that follow button. Always hit that live notification button so when you know we're going live, you won't miss out with that. Hey, I appreciate that, Phil. I've had a lot of fun tonight. I am slightly tired, so I'm starting to stumble a little bit of words, but it's all good. Thank you, Lois, again, for always helping me out and sharing out all these very beautiful little codes for us. With that, guys, I want to thank everybody for being here. Hopefully, we'll see you guys on the next stream. And we'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Monday starts tomorrow. That's a little scary little idea. All right, guys. Have a good one. See you on the next.